Hi, I'm Nathan Root.
And I'm Stephen Petty.
You're watching Channel 2.5 Action News.
Today we will be interviewing the founder of Microsoft, Bill Gates. He will be telling us about Microsoft's evolution and the current issues that surround it.
We'll also be talking about the Korean War and interviewing a South Korean war veteran named Kevin Lee.
First, we will be talking about the Korean War. We are now going to South Korea, where the event takes place.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Stephen, lunch. Hey, lunch is ready. That does it.
No fair, I was playing that!
I'm sorry you're doing this too much today. 2 hours is enough.
Was that a familiar scene at your house? Because if it was, you need to buy new Legos, including their new edition, with robots. See, look what we turned this Nintendo junkie into.
Aw, man, I missed. Oh, got ya. These are cool. Thanks for Legos, Mom.
Hurry out today and buy Legos for your child. Available wherever toys are sold.
We're live in South Korea with Kevin Lee, a South Korean war veteran. Kevin,
Yes?
can you tell us some basic facts on the Korean War?
Well, first, I think this war is rather interesting because it's been going on for 50 years, but now it's just a conflict. But the war was 5, but it's still going on. And most wars only last about 3-5 years, and this has been really, really long because people think strong about it. Back to your question. In 1948, it was when the Korean War started. Korea was divided into North and South Korea at the end of World War II because Japan had to surrender, and when they surrendered, they were in complete control, and so they gave Japanese troops above the 38th parallel in Korea to the Soviet Union, and Japanese troops below the 38th parallel in Korea were given to the United States. And since North Korea didn't really have that much of a government, the Soviet Union decided to make it communist because they were communist too. And North America, or the United States, didn't do the same thing. They had a democratic government, but they didn't make them a democratic government. They made a military type government at first, and the South Koreans started opposing this government, and so the United Nations got together and voted to allow free elections in Korea. And so, but the Soviet Union still wanted to have complete control over their country, and they kept it communist. And so South Korea was changed to have a democratic government. So then about a year after that, the Soviets and the U.S. put out of their sides of Korea, and when the North Korea heard about this, they decided they wanted to invade South Korea because they wanted to have them part of their communist government, and they refused, so they started to invade. And South Korea had a really, really tough time fighting this because when the Soviet Union left North Korea, they trained them in military tactics, but the United States didn't do that. They didn't even leave them with tanks, planes, or heavy artillery, so they had a real tough time, but it's still going on.
Can you tell us what you think about the Korean War?
Yeah, I can. I think it's really affecting the economy. It would affect the economy because all of Korea doesn't have enough time to manufacture and export goods because all the people are so focused on the war. That's all they're thinking, are we going to win or are we going to lose? Also, the war is really affecting the population because they're keeping having to send more and more men, and they're they're just being wiped out, most of them, so the population is declining very, very fast. And I think the war is really, really not a good purpose because so many people are dying. See, look at this chart. In the Republic of Korea, they lost over 591,000 men. United States lost over 33,000 men. Turkey lost 725 men. United Kingdom lost a little bit under 500. Canada lost 320. France lost 219. Australia lost 180 men. Thailand lost 114. Greece lost 187. The Netherlands lost 120. Colombia lost 140. Ethiopia lost 120. Belgium lost 101 men. Philippines lost 81. New Zealand lost 37. And South Africa lost 22. That's a total of 627,773 men lost. And that was the United Nations countries. Communists, there were two groups, North Korea and the People's Republic of China. North Korea lost 926,000. People's Republic of China lost 900,000. More than 2,400,000 people died in this Korean War. So that's why I think this war isn't really for a cause. All it is for the change of government, and they're giving up so many lives. And the only way that they're different is that one has a communist government and the other has a democratic government. That's a pretty big issue because it started the war.
Well, thank you very much. That sure was an interesting topic. I hope you see you soon later.
Thank you.
Ooh, I have to go get some more ice in this cold weather.
Well, sir, now you don't have to. You can buy a bag of ice for only $1 per square yard cubic. It was used to be $100, but now you don't have to. Have this free sample.
Well, thanks, but I already have a lot of ice.
But you want to go get it now.
This sounds like a great deal. Oh, take it.
Thank you, sir. I just sold ice to an Eskimo. Think of what you could do for your job. Hello, folks. We are now here live with Bill Gates. This is channel 2.5, Action News. Bill Gates is the founder of Microsoft Corporation, as most of you viewers know it. Microsoft is the leading provider of software for computers, not only here, but worldwide. But Bill, can you tell us a little bit about your company and how it has started?
Well, I started Microsoft in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Later, I moved the company to Redmond, Washington. We employ people all over the world, and people worldwide own our stock. We are still based in the state of Washington, but another Washington is involved now. Washington, D.C., that is. The government has filed a suit against my company for being a monopoly.
For the viewers that don't know, what exactly is a monopoly, and why would the government try and split it up?
Monopoly is a company that dominates all other companies that develop the same product. The government thinks that Microsoft controls too many computer programs. They think this means that no other companies can compete with us. Therefore, we can set prices as high as we want to. The government tries to split up a monopoly for two reasons. First, it gives other companies a chance to develop and make their own things that they want to do, that they couldn't do in the first place. Also, it lets everyday consumers have cheaper prices, because the prices of computers will be low. This is due to the fact that during competition, businesses lower their prices to attract customers.
Before we talk about the government trying to split up your company, give us a little background on your company. Why did you start in the U.S.?
Well, America is the wealthiest country in the world. This means that plenty of people have money to buy computer programs and computers. This is because the U.S. has many natural resources that make it easy to have a good living. I also use one of my natural resources, my intelligence. I hired many people who know a lot about many different subjects to help me build my company.
Have there been any man-made resources that America has made to help you with your company?
Yes, there have been. The United States has developed computers and high technology so the everyday person can own a computer. Many of the businesses in the U.S. are dependent on computers and computer programs, so we have developed programs to meet their needs. Even schools use computers every day, so we have made these programs so people worldwide will be able to use them.
Can you tell us a little about yourself and how your company is developed?
Sure, I am the chairman and chief software architect of Microsoft Corporation. Microsoft was a leading provider of personal software worldwide. When I was 13, I started programming computers. Believe it or not, in 1975, I dropped out of Harvard University and started the Microsoft Corporation. In 1980, I signed an agreement with IBM to provide them a computer operating system. That's when we developed MS-DOS. Then, Microsoft said we could license MS-DOS to other computer manufacturers.
Boy, I bet IBM wished they had done that.
That's for sure. In March of 1986, Microsoft stock became open to the public. Soon, my company developed the Windows program, which is the operating system of computers of about 95% of all computers around the world.
I can see why the government will want to think Microsoft is a monopoly. Tell us about the lawsuit you mentioned earlier.
In April 2000, the U.S. government asked a federal judge to split up Microsoft into two different companies. The reason they wanted to do this is because they say that Microsoft has become a monopoly. If my company is forced to break up, one company would sell our Windows program, and the other company would sell our software.
Has this particular lawsuit caused any problems for your company?
It certainly has. The stock price has dropped an extreme amount, and the company is worth much less now. We are also having to spend lots of time and energy on this lawsuit. Microsoft has had to hire their lawyers so they can fight and say that we are not a monopoly.
Do you have a chart or graph that you can show our viewers that are listening how much this has affected your company?
What a coincidence! I have a chart right here. Here is a chart that shows the price of Microsoft stock since last July. The price was about $112 a share in March of 2000. That's right about here. Then, within 2 weeks, after the government had announced that Microsoft may be split up because they're a monopoly, Microsoft stock had dropped to about $68 a share. That's a 45% drop. Every time a new announcement comes out about the lawsuit, many people look at Microsoft stock. This means the stock goes up and down a lot because they keep on buying and selling it. Before the lawsuit, many stockbrokers recommended Microsoft stock because it was such a good company. Now, because of problems with the lawsuit, nobody wants to buy Microsoft stock anymore. And as you can see from this chart, the stock price has dropped an extreme amount.
How did you respond to this lawsuit?
I wasn't just going to give up my company that easily. I appealed all rulings that would force my company to split.
What do you mean when you say appeal the decision?
What I mean is that my lawyers have filed an objection to the ruling and are going to take the case to a higher court so another judge can decide. I may appeal over and over until I get what I want, and the case may not be solved for several years.
Could this case even go to the Supreme Court?
Yes, it is so important it could go to the most important court of all, the Supreme Court.
I can see why you are worried about this case, but why would the average American be concerned or interested in this case?
This event will affect people all around the world because many people own Microsoft stock. If Microsoft is split up, these people could lose or gain lots of money. Also, most Americans like to know what's going on in technology and they are interested in what's going on in the world, so they'll know what's happening to computers and technology all around the world.
How has this affected the economy of the world?
Because Microsoft stock may break up, Microsoft has dropped about 45%. Hundreds of thousands of people worldwide have Microsoft stock. This drop will affect their lives. They may gain or lose money. If Microsoft stock is split up, it may benefit consumers because prices will be lower due to competition.
What do you think will happen to Microsoft in the future?
Well, I think that we're definitely going to win the case. I don't think we're a monopoly, and I think our lawyers can prove it.
Bill, thank you for your time. Good luck with the case. Bill Gates is sure his company will win the lawsuit, but I didn't think so. I decided to get some more opinions at Duluth in Georgia. We asked some middle school students. Here's what one had to say. Sir, I have an opinion to ask you.
Oh, hi.
We are doing a live broadcast on the lawsuit that is currently happening with Microsoft. Do you know anything about this topic?
Actually, I happen to be doing a report on that exact topic. What a coincidence. Hi, Mom.
What do you think will happen to this company in the future?
Well, I think there's a good chance that Microsoft will lose the case because they're definitely a monopoly. And I think the government will be able to prove that. When they're split up, other companies will probably start developing their own programs. And then soon, they'll become a lot better than Microsoft ever was. However, Microsoft and other companies will be in fierce competition. And Microsoft may grow again to be a pretty powerful company. But it still won't be as good as it was. And then, there'll be a whole bunch of computer operating systems out there.
Thank you for your time. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? Back to you, Stephen.
Well, those were sure some interesting topics. Well, I hope you definitely enjoyed this special edition of Channel 2.5 Action News.
Tomorrow night, we'll be talking about what middle schoolers plan to do over the summer.
Bye!